I'm now with Andy Murrell on the Pride of Ownership area. Good morning, Andy, and welcome to the Classic Motor Show 2023.
Good morning, thank you. Good to meet you. How are you doing?
I'm good, good. So can you tell me something about this lovely car, this lovely Consul?
Yeah, it's a Consul. It's a Consul 375, built in 1962, and bought by me 30 years ago in March as a 21st birthday present to myself. So it didn't look like this then, though.
No, but it didn't.
No.
So what have you done to it?
Well, it's spent about 15 or 16 years sitting at the end of our garden, getting worse and worse, and then I finally bit the bullet and started a restoration on it about 6 years ago. Enlisted the help of some really good people, DC Customs in Dudley, to do the body work, which I kind of finally admitted to myself that I was never going to get done to a standard I wanted. And while they were doing that, I sort of went through all the running gear and got all that up to ship-shape condition. So we've now got a 2.9 V6 from a Scorpio in it, with a C3 auto box from a Granada, Volvo 240 back axle, and the whole car is on air ride. So it's far from standard, which makes it even nicer to be at a classic car show and have people coming up and saying nice things. So it's all good.
What about the interior?
Well, the interior is a bit of a feature of it, really. So I had a bit of an idea in my head as to how I wanted it to look. I wanted it to sort of look American 60s show car feel, to kind of go with the outside a bit, but I had some ideas about the materials, and went and talked to a very talented guy called Chris Vining he runs a company called Custom Coach Trimming in Evesham, and we batted a few ideas back and forth, and Chris suggested this gold ostrich material, and I just fell in love with it straight away, and the rest is history, as they say. It's a real nice job he's done of that. So putting the car back together has been a long job, and that's all been on me. But having key things like that's been worth its weight in gold.
Was there any particular job that was a bit challenging when you were putting it back together?
I think that the challenging thing is no one single job. It's all of those times you're trying to marry up parts that were never supposed to go to each other, and you realise you've got to try and make a bracket for this or a widget for that. Trying to figure out how to connect the Consul's handbrake mechanism to the Volvo's disc brakes and things like this, and you realise you've just killed a couple of weekends on something really very insignificant. So it's all of those sorts of weird things.
But the things you would expect to do straight away easily, it doesn't work out like that, does it?
It never does. The times you think, I'll just nip out to the garage in a couple of hours, I'll have that job knocked on the head, and you realise you're still working on it the following weekend, and it's not gone to plan.
You come indoors for your third cup of tea.
Absolutely. Well, I tell you what, my wife's been brilliant during the build of this. The amount of times she's come out to the garage with tea in the pouring rain and kept me fed and watered. So it's been a real sort of family event. It's good to have it done now.
But I think the colour scheme is brilliant.
Thank you. Yeah, it's very obviously not a factory Ford colour from the 60s. It's a modern Chrysler colour, and the roof is a Abarth pearl white. After spending 3 hours in the paint shop thumbing through swatches, having the piss taken out of me, excuse me, by the people that work there, it was a good choice in the end. Even the guy that was painting it said, "Are you sure?" Yeah, I think I am. So
it stands out, doesn't it?
It does.
It's beautiful. Really, I think it's really nice.
Really enhances the lines of the car, I think, and the simple modifications like taking the door handles off, I think just helps to smooth the lines of the car, makes it look a bit more sleek. Not quite the stumpy sort of family saloon of the 60s that it used to be.
No, not at all.
Fantastic.
Well, I think it's a lovely job you've done on it. I suppose you're proud of it.
Absolutely. Couldn't be more proud. I mean, it's been with us, as you know, nearly 30 years. It's never going anywhere. I've had a few people come up and say, "Go on, what's it worth? How much would you sell it for?" It's never going to be for sale. It's never going to happen.
No, I wouldn't sell it.
No, absolutely. It's all I've got to figure out is who am I going to leave it to in the will.
That's a long way off.
I'm hoping so.
Well, thanks very much for the interview. Thank you.
Good to meet you.
Yeah,
Take care.
thank you.
Cheers.